You know that feeling?
That feeling when you open your mouth,
And the English words just disappear?
they just vanish.
It's like your brain is buffering.
Exactly. You know what I mean, right?
That moment where you freeze.
We all experience that.
Every single English learner.
And native speakers sometimes too, honestly.
But especially when you're learning.
You know, when you have something really important to say,
Maybe at work.
or maybe just ordering a complicated coffee.
A really complicated coffee.
Today, we want to talk about that freeze.
And why it happens.
But more importantly, how to stop it.
Because that freeze often comes from trying to be too perfect.
That sounds like a great topic.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo.
Welcome to the English Blend.
We are here to help you practice listening and speaking naturally.
In simple, everyday English.
Today, we're diving into how culture shapes English expressions.
It's about more than just grammar, isn't it?
It absolutely is. We're talking about achieving that smooth flow.
We call that fluency.
Exactly. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Let's start with a big distinction.
This is a really important point.
We need to define two major things in language learning.
Fluency versus accuracy.
They sound similar.
But they are quite different.
Accuracy is about being correct,
It's about perfect grammar,
using the right tense,
getting the prepositions exactly right.
no mistakes in structure,
This is what you often learn in a classroom,
where the focus is on rules.
and avoiding errors.
That's accuracy.
Now, fluency is different.
Fluency is about communication.
It's about the flow.
Can you speak without long pauses?
Can you keep the conversation moving?
Can you get your point across?
That phrase, get your point across, means successfully communicating your idea.
Even if you make a few small grammar mistakes,
That's totally fine in real life.
people still understand you.
Think about native speakers. Do we always use perfect grammar?
Oh, absolutely not, Leo. We drop words. We use slang. We sometimes start a sentence and then change direction.
We interrupt ourselves.
We use filler words like, and you know.
All of those things mean we aren't perfectly accurate.
But we are fluent. We keep the communication moving.
So our goal for you, the learner, is to focus on fluency,
Because fluency equals communication.
not perfection. This is a huge shift in mindset.
Why does this matter so much, Leo?
Because focusing too much on accuracy,
Is exactly what causes the freeze.
it's the grammar block.
Let's talk about the grammar block.
Imagine you are in a cafe.
And you want to tell your friend about a great movie you saw.
You start speaking, right?
But instantly, your brain has two thoughts.
Thought number one, what is the right word for the actor?
Thought number two, should I use the simple past tense or the past perfect continuous?
That's too many processes at once.
You stop speaking.
Because you are checking the grammar rules.
It's like trying to drive a car while simultaneously reading the entire owner's manual.
You're going to crash. Or at least stop moving.
Grammar checking is a common cause of stopping.
It blocks fluency.
We often feel like we hit a wall.
That phrase, hit a wall, means you suddenly cannot continue. You stop making progress.
Maybe you're speaking quickly and then suddenly your brain just says, nope, I need to check the verb conjugation.
And boom, you hit a wall. The conversation stalls.
But remember, if you make a mistake,
It's not the end of the world.
this idiom, not the end of the world, means it's not a major disaster. It's a small problem.
If you use the wrong tense, people still understand you. It's a minor error.
The listener wants to hear your story. They don't have a red pen ready.
Right? Nobody is grading you on the street.
Unless you are taking a test, of course, but generally, no.
So the first step to breaking the grammar block is accepting imperfection.
Focus on the message.
Focus on getting your message, your point across.
Let's link this to culture now, the episode title.
This is where things get really interesting.
Why do English expressions feel so confusing sometimes?
Because language is completely tied to culture. They are inseparable.
Language is a reflection of how a society thinks.
Think about the idea of directness.
That's a great example.
In some cultures, it's completely normal and expected to be very direct.
You say exactly what you mean. You state the fact.
But in many English-speaking cultures, especially in professional or polite settings,
We use softeners.
we use buffers.
We are less direct.
If your boss asks you to do something that is impossible, you might not just say, "No, that's impossible."
That might sound too harsh, too direct.
Culturally, we soften it.
You might say, that sounds like a great idea, but I might need to look into whether the timeline is feasible.
Or, "I hear what you're saying, but I think we might run into a couple of logistical challenges."
We use these long expressions that seem like extra words.
But those extra words are cultural camouflage.
They prevent the direct conflict
They are designed to save face.
or to appear humble.
This is why massive listening is so important.
Massive listening is one of our practical tips.
You need to hear these expressions in context. You can't just translate them word for word. Because a literal translation won't capture the cultural meaning.
Let me give a short story, a cultural note right here.
Perfect.
In North America, we often use "how are you" as simply a greeting.
It's not actually a question about your deep emotional state.
Exactly. I was once teaching a student from a very direct culture,
Oh dear.
and I said, "Hi, how are you?"
Standard greeting.
And he stopped me for 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yes, he started explaining his headache, the trouble with his bus, the argument he had that morning.
Wow, that's detailed.
I was standing there, nodding, but I was thinking, I just needed a quick, "Fine, thanks."
Culturally, he felt obligated to give a truthful, detailed report.
Because in his culture, if someone asks, you answer truthfully.
But in this specific English-speaking context, "how are you" is a phatic expression.
It's just social lubrication. It keeps the conversation flowing, it starts the interaction.
It doesn't require deep accuracy.
It requires cultural fluency, knowing the unwritten rule.
So to master these cultural expressions and stop the freeze, we have some practical tips.
We have 3, maybe 4, essential steps.
Tip number 1, massive listening for chunks.
We've talked about massive listening before.
It means listening a lot, every day, to things you enjoy.
Podcasts, YouTube videos, movies, anything.
But don't just listen for single words, listen for chunks.
A chunk is a group of words that naturally go together.
Like, "I have a feeling,"
Or, "I'll look into that."
or "What are you up to?"
You learn those 4 or 5 words as one unit, not 5 separate words to translate.
This speeds up your production.
Because when you speak, you are retrieving the whole chunk.
Your brain doesn't have to build the sentence piece by piece.
That takes too long.
You don't hit a wall because you retrieve the whole phrase instantly.
You just grab the chunk.
It's much more fluent.
Tip number 2, the 3-second rule.
This is a fun one.
If someone asks you a question in English,
Or if you feel the urge to speak,
You must start speaking within 3 seconds.
3 seconds is your maximum buffer time.
Why 3 seconds?
Because after 3 seconds, the grammar block takes over.
The perfectionist brain starts checking tenses.
It starts reviewing the pronunciation of every single vowel.
And then you freeze.
So force yourself to start speaking immediately.
Even if your first word is, or well, or you know,
Those are natural conversational fillers. Use them.
they buy you time. They keep the communication flow going. They help you get your point across quickly.
It's focusing on output, not internal editing.
Focus on fluency, not perfection.
Tip number 3. Adopt cultural softeners.
This relates directly back to our cultural note,
Learn 5 ways to say no politely.
or 5 ways to disagree gently.
Instead of, "That's wrong,"
Try, I see your point, but I have a slightly different perspective on that.
That is a chunk, right?
Yes, it's a perfect chunk. It sounds professional, it sounds fluent, and culturally appropriate.
You are using expressions to navigate social situations. That's fluency.
Tip number 4, don't fear the mess.
This is about acceptance.
Accept that you will make mistakes.
You will mix up his and her.
You will forget the S on the third person singular verb.
But seriously, is it the end of the world?
Absolutely not. Nobody cares that much.
If you use the 3-second rule and you use chunks, you will be messy.
But you will be moving. You will be communicating.
And communication is the goal.
Let's quickly review the specific phrases we talked about today.
These are useful phrases for A2 to B2 learners.
First, we had get your point across.
This means communicating your intended message successfully.
Example, even if my grammar isn't perfect, I can usually get my point across.
Second, we talked about hit a wall.
This describes stopping suddenly because of a mental block or exhaustion.
Example, I was trying to explain the whole project, but I suddenly hit a wall and couldn't remember the word.
And finally, a great reassurance phrase, not the end of the world.
Use this to calm yourself down when you make a mistake. I pronounced that word wrong, but hey, it's not the end of the world. These are all excellent conversational tools.
Using phrases like these naturally is what fluency really looks like.
It shows you understand the social rules of English, the cultural side.
And that's much more helpful than perfect verb conjugation.
So let's quickly recap everything we covered today.
Today we talked about the difference between fluency and accuracy.
Accuracy is correctness. Fluency is flow and communication.
We said that focusing too much on grammar causes the grammar block. This makes you freeze.
We shared a cultural note about directness and how some English expressions are softeners.
And we gave 4 key practical tips: massive listening for chunks, the 3-second rule, adopting cultural softeners, and don't fear the mess.
Remember, your number one goal is to communicate. Don't aim for perfection, aim for connection.
Start practicing those chunks today.
Use the 3-second rule every time you speak English.
Even if it's just ordering food or talking to yourself, daily practice is the key to breaking that wall down.
We hope this was helpful.
We love sharing these ideas with you all.
That was a great talk.
Yes, next time we're going to explore some highly specific idioms used only in the workplace, like touching base and circling back.
That will be super useful for professional communication.
Definitely. So, practice your fluency.
And keep blending your English.
See you in the next episode of The English Blend.